everyone just about is eating. How were those lunches, those sandwiches? Yeah, Lunchtime Global, so I think they have their address. I hope they have their address in the website. Great. I hope you all, just a little, going backwards a little bit, at registration you all should have received some handouts. Make sure you have your handouts and that blue ticket. There will be a drawing at the very end, so make sure you get a ticket. If you did not, we'll have a little break here and you can get it at that time. Okay. Next, though, we want to see first with a lot of different resource partners and getting the information to the business owners that we perhaps cannot provide. And we have 4 resource partners here today, and so I'm going to ask for them to come up. Nancy Gross, which is the Economic Development Specialist of the U.S. Small Business Administration. We also have Sean Gray, who is the Outreach Intake Consultant for the Michigan Small Business and Technology. Henry Moses, who is a mentor with SCORE, as well as Bonnie Fahoum, who is the Director of Operations for Insight. And we're going to have Nancy address you first.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Well, thank you all for coming out today. I'm very happy to be here representing the Small Business Administration to help you get connected with some of the resources that are out there to help you. And the good news is there are quite a few resources out here to help small businesses if you know where to look. And on this panel, we have all kinds of people that can tell you exactly where to look and how to get some help along the way as you either start your retail operation or as you grow it or try to overcome some obstacles along the way. So I'm from the Small Business Administration. The SBA is a federal agency. We've been in existence since 1953. We're in existence to help businesses get started, help them grow, and help them stay in business. And we really focus on 3 areas. They like to call it the 3 C's, which represent counseling, or what I call entrepreneurial development, capital, access to financing for your business, and government contracting. So I'll do a quick overview of the services that SBA helps support, and seated to my left are 2 of our resource partners that can give you more in-depth information. So the first organization that SBA helps fund is called SCORE, and they are Mentors for the Life of Your Business. It's a national organization made up of volunteer business professionals who have business expertise in various areas and provide free one-on-one business counseling and also some really great training programs. And Henry Moses is sitting to my left here, and he happens to be a retail specialist. So he'll tell you more about how to access the services of SCORE. The other organization that SBA funds across the country, and in our state it's called Michigan Small Business and Technology Development Center. There are 10 regional centers all over the state. They receive funding from the SBA, from the MEDC, and from their local host organizations. And Sean Gray is here representing the SBTDC here today, and he'll tell you more about the services that they provide in just a few moments. The other organization that we support, or one of the other organizations that we support, is our USEAC, our United States Export Assistance Center. That's a cooperative program between the SBA and the United States Department of Commerce. And as you can imagine, they're in existence to help businesses that have products or services that they export to other countries. So there may be some of you in this room that do that. If you manufacture items, clothing, or whatever, you may be exporters. So I encourage you to access that resource. Another organization that we fund are our women business centers. CEED, our host organization here today, is a women business center. In addition, they're also an SBA micro lender and a really great resource for all of you. And I love working with them. I encourage you to keep your connection open with them. We also have 2 other women business centers in the state of Michigan. There's one in Grand Rapids called GROW, and one in Benton Harbor called Cornerstone Alliance. And both of those women business centers are also microlenders as well. And finally, we have an organization in Flint called Vet Biz Central, and that's an organization, as its name implies, reaches out to veterans and active military personnel and family members of veterans and active military personnel who are interested in starting or growing their business. They focus a lot on government contracting, and they work very closely with SCORE, SBTDC, and our women business centers. So those are the resources that are out there right now for you to access at no cost to you. So I hope you take advantage of that. The other C that SBA is known for is our access to capital programs. We have 3 loan programs that we work with, and I can give you a quick overview of those. The most common program that you'll hear about is called our 7A Loan Guarantee Program, and that's really our flagship. And what you need to know is you don't apply ever to the SBA for a loan, but rather you go to a lender, a bank, a credit union, or other lending partner that the SBA works with. And the reason that you would go to a bank and consider possibly an SBA loan guarantee is if your deal is just slightly beyond the policy of that lending institution, but it's still a good deal. Perhaps you're a very new business, so you're riskier because your projections are just that, based on projections rather than a track record. Or maybe you're in a risky industry, and my guess is everybody in here is in a risky industry. Retail, restaurants are very risky because the failure rate is so high. Sometimes the SBA can handle a shortfall in collateral. Unlike the microloan program, banks want 100% discounted value of collateral to offset whatever loan that you're applying for. And in some cases, in a service industry or even in retail, you can't quite get to that number. But if you've pledged any and all collateral that you have, very often the SBA can be used to mitigate that shortfall. Another reason that you might, that a lender might use the SBA program is to give you longer terms than you might otherwise get from a bank. And that will free up some cash flow, making your monthly payments a little bit smaller, and therefore you've got more money to put into your business and grow it. So that's the SBA 7A Loan Guarantee Program. You can borrow up to $5 million. The SBA can guarantee up to $3,750,000, and the guarantee goes from 50% to 85% of the loan. The interest rates are set by the lender, but the SBA puts a limit on a maximum amount over prime for the lenders, and that can vary from 2.25 over prime to 6.5 over prime, depending on what SBA program you're talking about. Just in the fiscal year that just ended, September 30th, Michigan provided over 2,000 loans and over $944 million in loans in the state of Michigan. And we were actually number 2 in the country for number of SBA 7A loan guarantees, which is pretty unusual. Last year we were number 1, that never happened, and this year we were number 2. So I think that's a good thing for Michigan. So that's that program, and you can get gory details of this on our SBA website, or you can call our Lender Relations Department if you want more info. The other program that people talk about under the SBA umbrella is called the 504 program. I don't know if anybody has heard about that program, but that's a little bit different. That's a program that's in place to finance fixed assets like a building or a large piece of equipment. And that's a partnership program between a bank, a certified development corporation, and the borrower. And how it works is the bank provides 50% of the loan amount, and they get first lien position on whatever asset is being financed. The certified development company Corporation, which is in partnership with the SBA, provides 40% of the financing, and the borrower puts in 10. So what's good about that for the borrower is they can get into a deal with 10% down, which is pretty good. Sometimes it might be 15% if it's a brand new business or a single-use building, but between 10 and 15%. The other good thing about it for the borrower is that 40% that's provided by the Certified Development Corporation, that's a fixed rate for the life of the loan, and it doesn't balloon. So that's also a comfy feeling for a borrower. So if you qualify for that type of a deal, it's usually something over the range of $250,000. It's not for a smaller deal because there's some fees and things involved. So it has to be for a little bit bigger deal. Question?
Would you define that Certified Development Corporation? What is that entity?
That's a nonprofit organization that is established to run the 504 program. And there are several in the Detroit area. There's SEM. I think I listed them on your handout. Yeah. No, that's in my, yeah, I guess I didn't. There's SEM, and there's one in Oakland County, and the Michigan Certified Development Corporation services the whole state. In the back of the room, I have our resource guides, and all of the Certified Development Corporations are listed in there. So they're set up specifically. Yeah, there, Todd's holding it up back there. Thank you, Todd. Anyhow, there's several that service the Detroit metro area, but usually your lender bank will kind of guide you if that's the route you're going to take. You don't have to know all the gory details, but when you go to your lender, you should be aware that these programs are available, and they'll guide you as to what makes sense for your particular deal. And we already talked about the microloans. Vanessa told you how those work, and that's a really wonderful program. I'm a big fan of that because it really allows people who are in the grassroots level to get started or to grow their businesses. So that's kind of loans in a nutshell. The other C of that I talked about was government contracting. The SBA has a couple of certification programs to access federal government contracts. One is our 8A certification program for small and disadvantaged populations. And there's also a hub zone certification for historically underutilized business zones. We have an orientation the first of the month on Wednesday, the first Wednesday of every month. And currently that's being held at Tech Town. I don't know if that's going to be changing or not, but it's from 9 to noon. And on your handouts on page 5, there's a contact person in our office, Tom Vargo, and you can get more information on that from him. The other thing that you need to consider if you're talking or thinking about government contracting is to get registered on Systems Award Management. SAM used to be CCR, Central Contractor Registration, but at the very least you need to be registered on that website to be eligible for federal contracts. There are also some great resources through the state of Michigan. Our PTACs, our Procurement and Technical Assistance Centers. If you're looking to start in government contracting, that's a good place to start. And the final slide on my little presentation is our Michigan District Office contact information, our website. There's a lot of good information just on that. There are free online workshops that you can, hang out in your jammies at night if you have nothing better to do and, learn about a particular topic, maybe marketing, maybe government contracting, maybe what did Nancy say about the 7A loan, that you can get more info right on our website. And my contact information is there too, and feel free to call me anytime. So thank you all, and good luck to you as you start and grow your businesses. Hope to be a customer.